Hey everyone, this is Jason with Even Footing Games, the resident old guy and creative director, and I am going to be playing Vampire Survivors, a sort of gauntlet roguelite where you die a whole bunch of times and hopefully get better and better every time you do it. I, however, don't. This is mostly just a test. Let's see how it goes. So, Vampire Survivors, you unlock new characters and abilities. I am just going to kind of be messing around with Poe, who is the old guy. It feels fitting. And let's go take a little trip down to the Inlaid Library, which I thought said Invalid Library first. That's just where my head's at. The thing about Vampire Survivors, if you have not had a chance to play this yet, it's cheap on StreamYard and other game streaming platform services. Is you don't actually do anything aside from walk around and collect power ups and level up. So it seems pretty silly in the sense that you don't fight anything, but you automatically throw out weapons and stuff like that. So the key is really more to just kind of maneuver yourself around to see how long you can survive. You'll level up quickly in the beginning, and then it'll get slower and slower as game time goes on. And what I like about Vampire Survivors is the average game takes 10 to 15 minutes before you're finally just overwhelmed by the amount of monsters on the screen, and you can go do something else. Leveling up is frequent enough that I don't feel like I'm not accomplishing anything, even when I'm not accomplishing anything. It hits that dopamine reactor really nicely where, hey, I always find something new and cool to throw around in a couple of minutes. So that's cool. And another thing I like about Vampire Survivor is it's got a lot of Easter eggs, a lot of little winks and nods to older games of a similar type, especially the Castlevania series from Nintendo back in the 90s and the 80s. Just some of the names of the characters and some of the items you can find are really you can tell they're paying an homage. They're starting to swarm a little bit, but I'm still at the early stages where I can pretty much just bulldoze through anything that comes my way. You can see every couple of minutes a different or more difficult enemies start making their way through, but still very manageable right now. I'm gonna just keep leveling up garlic whenever I get it. Play around with some combinations of items. You see here there are you can power up different items when you find their combinations. So if you max out different things, you upgrade the items. That's kind of what I've been focusing on right now, trying to do right now. I found a couple of upgraded versions of the different items. I'm working on finding more. So that's sort of my secondary quest while I'm trying to get good enough to, maybe I don't know if you can beat this thing, but at least last more than 5 minutes around. What I like about little indie games like this, that even though they're pretty simplistic on their face, and even the gameplay is not, it's nothing too challenging, until the enemies get harder than you can handle. But it's the fact that folks have taken time to come up with lore and with um, they've really built the world. I mean, you can see I'm starting to take some damage there. I'm getting a little stronger than I can just both rush through anymore. Um, yeah, and I love when a game company, even though they're putting together that something that's on its surface very kind of simple and um, not outwardly heavily mechanical or anything like that. They still take time to craft uh, some world building, some story stuff that shows that they're not just pumping out something to make a quick buck. There's some enjoyment went into what they're doing. They even though they may not show all of that world on the screen, somewhere there's a kid with a notebook who came up with the backstory of all these mummies and stuff, and the names of the books in this library and that sort of thing. And some games you can just tell that there's a lot of heart that went into the creation of things. I see that I'm just gonna move my screen around here a little bit just so I can see what's going on a little better. There we go. I'm also kind of playing around with StreamYard, so it's kind of the first thing that I've ever streamed. Very exciting for old guy me. Probably not so much for anybody who's watching this later on, though. So yeah, like most roguelites, it's kind of expected that you'll get to a point where you can't keep up with the flow of things. You'll die, but you opened up some items. You've gotten a little bit stronger, so the next time you go through, when you get a little bit further, and you get a little bit further, and you get a little bit further, and it's about taking into account what you've accomplished before and building upon it, which kind of really how we should be looking at all of our failures, I guess. Anytime that you manage to muff something up in real life, don't think of it as a failure. Think of it as a chance to take what you learned from that run. You're a little bit smarter, you're a little bit stronger now. You're going to do a little bit better next time, and you jump back in there and you do it again. Well, that's how we build experience. That's how we learn things. That's how we better ourselves. And the things that were challenging before, like this giant mummy and all these Medusa heads flying at me, are can handle them a little better now. It's a metaphor for life, is what I'm saying. Sometimes it pays off and you get treasure. I said I was streaming, Aaron, in the Discord. I'm getting lucky. Big part of this is just a little bit of strategy that's involved with kind of knowing what items kind of work best together. If you can sort of get lucky enough to get the things that work, then you can go a lot farther. But again, it's all trial and error. It's figuring out that okay, this guy works best in this level with this stuff, and if I can last long enough to get him the stuff that I need, then boom, I can do that. Here's the thing, like games like the Dark Souls games where you got to like do complex stuff over and over again. I can't do those. I don't have the patience for that. But this, I could sit here and just run back and forth and throw these little axes for longer than I should. I think it's that right balance between kind of learning the tips and tricks, but still being able to keep it simplistic enough that I can talk to myself like I'm doing right now and still pay attention to what's going on. You can see I'm starting to ah not fighting them off as quickly as I was before anymore. Starting to catch up with me now. Hmm. Hades is a great game. I love Hades. Aaron, that's another fun one, but I need a controller for Hades. I can play this one with a keyboard, but yeah, for Hades, I need to really be in front of the TV. I don't know. But this is just up, down, left, right. I only need one hand. Look. Woo. I don't know. Am I allowed to drink a beer in here? I don't know. I should have read the rules of posting first, but I was flipping through Twitch channels today and saw this girl in a bikini just rubbing her ankle. I guess she sprained it or something, and she had like 15,000 viewers. So I don't think me sipping a beer for just one person watching is going to break the terms of services. Are there rules to what you can stream? I mean, I would imagine that they are within the realms of basic human decency. Again, she was in a bikini rubbing her ankle, so who knows? Decency is relative term, isn't it? Oh, foot stuff is against the rules. Okay, well, it was her ankle, so it wasn't really foot stuff. It was ankle stuff. I like to think Twitch is a place that kind of pleases itself, but I get the impression that there are probably standards and practices like there are with anything. Well, those are Aaron. Your rules is no feed stuff. Okay, well, I won't put my toes up on the keyboard then. If it makes you feel better. Uh, you're welcome. Hmm. Don't mind if I do. I wonder if there's an end, or if you just keep going as long as you go. And the run you're on is the run you've got, and you do the best you can. Ooh. Ooh, the rune transfer. I should be writing right now, or at least trying to, but I don't think my brain's done with that for the day. All right, now we're getting a little hectic here. This might be the end of this run pretty soon. Ah! No! I backed myself into a corner. But I got some cash. I can buy some power ups. That's Vampire Survivors. I wish I got to play the tiny piano. Instead, I just got beat up. I think I'm gonna do one more run just to see how we do. Let's see if there's anything worth powering up here. I got some cash. Spend a little money. That sounds good. I always favored defense over strength. I guess the more hits I can take, the better I feel I can withstand. So we are going to, we'll go ahead and bump up our armor. All right. And let's pick somebody else. Let's go Gennaro. He doesn't have any clothes on and throws knives. Good for him. We'll go to the dairy plant. The magic map hidden in here might finally lead us to a vampire, or at least to more roast chicken. Womp womp. I found the magic map. It did, in fact, not lead us to a vampire. So I feel betrayed by the game. Gennaro here throws daggers, and I'm already getting my butt kicked. So we're off to a great start. But he can take a heck of a lot more damage than the old guy can, so it kind of makes up for that. Let's see, where do we want to go? Is there anything cool worth checking out? Well, I definitely need to get out of here. Well, as I had said earlier, a big part of the game is just knowing, playing around and figuring out who the best person for each level is. And obviously, I did not choose well on this one because I can't do any damage, and I can't seem to hit anybody enough to kill them off to get me my power ups here. Balls. You just need to take out a bunch of these guys so I can level up, buy myself a little more time that way. am gonna see if I can get up. Ah, I'll rush my way through there. Shoot, I'm toast. Oh, that was short lived. Okay. All right. What I need to find is I need a good defense. A couple of candelabras. Sometimes you can get help out of those. It's like the old Castlevania games where you hit the candlestick, you get a power up or whatever. So I need to just kind of kite around until I find some of those, and hopefully I can keep these guys off me in the meantime. I'm not seeing anything that I need. And these green guys do not go down easily. Shoot. Fudge. Can I sneak out? Okay. All right. All right. I might be able to get out. No. Well, some rounds you don't do as well. And that was one of those rounds. Why are there pianos? Because sometimes you need some ambiance. Is that not enough for you? Are you not entertained? Well, I think that's going to do it for me. But thank you, Aaron, for watching my inaugural Just Messing Around stream. Maybe I'll actually play a real game next time. Uh, and hopefully, if you watch this on our YouTube page, you didn't get too irritated by my philosophizing and my old man ranting. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye. Thanks for joining another Even Footing Games stream. Check out our Discord, check out our Facebook, check out our Instagram, check out our website. We are Even Footing Games. We make games that people like, and we also play games that we like. Bye bye.